What's up, guys? Welcome back. We just got done streaming. We had a fantastic stream. It's about an hour long of a stream, so if you guys want, really, I think everything that we're going to talk about now in these next couple minutes, you can find there, and it'll be a little more in depth. I was really in flow. I'm just getting out of that. I'm fucking tired right now. It's like 1, 2 in the morning. But we were talking to this guy. I'm not going to give you any names, but he was just having a hard time in life. He feels like he's fat, he's overweight, he's unhappy with where he is. He feels like no one cares about him. And he said that the one thing he wants is a woman, a girlfriend, because then it would be someone to care about him. And I asked him, why do you want someone to care about you? And there was some silence for a little bit. And then Peter started talking. He was like, when you get into a relationship and you don't care about yourself, you would be more depressed eventually. You'd be a worse version of yourself if you were with someone else seeking that validation. And we began to talk more and more. And I talked to him about just what happens when you get in a state of dependent on someone else to make you happy. This guy had come to a place where he was convinced in his mind that he needed someone else to care about him without caring about himself first, without focusing on his own life. So a lot of us started to tell him it's all about bringing your life to the forefront. You are the main man here. It's about you. It's about building up your body, your mind, and your soul. And then when you do that, the girls actually come to you. And I gave a little story about this old Japanese karate master. And the one thing that, the one takeaway was that when he would fight, this black belt hardly looked like he was moving or putting any effort into it. When the students would attack him, he once had like 10 students, and they would all come to him, and all he would do was like flick his wrist or just sidestep out of the way. And the whole point of it is when you have the momentum of the other fighters coming at him, all he had to do was move out of the way, or slap him right here, and it would fall to the ground. When we chase something so much, it usually runs away from us. Okay, but when we sit back and re-examine our lives, we realize that the stuff that we want comes to us. A lot of us chase happiness. We've been talking about that instead of just sitting back and being grateful for what we have now and becoming happy with what we have now. And the weird paradox here is that when you begin to do that, you get more, right? Your life is optimized and you get more stuff. We chase so much, but it just runs and runs away. We never come back. And then we kind of went on to say about how he told us that life just seems like you're just this one person in 7 billion. It doesn't make sense. Why the fuck am I here? Why am I getting out of bed? I'm depressed. But guys, you realize what a depression is. When you're depressed, it's you have given up. It's almost easier to be depressed than to not be depressed, because depression is just allowing yourself to stay in bed. Let me see how much time I got time on here. We're going in. You're allowing yourself to mope and cry and complain. You're giving yourself an excuse not to do anything. We call this the bullshit cake. The CEO of my company I work for would call this bullshit cake. When you give yourself excuses, just cut yourself a little piece of that bullshit cake, feed it to yourself, no, it feels good. Don't eat it, it feels real fucking good in your belly. Eating that sweet bullshit cake that we all feed to ourselves. I'm depressed is a fucking piece of bullshit cake. That is not a natural state, my friends. But it's an excuse not to do anything. You're not depressed. What I've realized is that you're not depressed at all. You're not fucking depressed. Your dopamine is fucked up. And this was a main topic. If you want to go in, I'll try to find and leave you an actual time frame on the past stream video. But the natural human state is not one of depression. We are not all flawed. We were not born as a flawed human species. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to have the motivation. Thousands of years ago, we were out hunting. And you know what got us excited to hunt? Dopamine. We had dopamine, and it is responsible for motivating you to act. But these days, all of our dopamine is fucked up. It's a reward system, and we fuck it up in so many ways. And then we wonder why we're depressed. When you wake up in the morning, you're not supposed to be sad to get out of the day. But how many of us, without even paying any awareness to it, get up and check our phones and check who liked our Facebook, who liked our Instagram, who liked our Snapchat. And then we get up and we turn on the news. And we get a little bit of, curiosity as to what's going on. We get a little fear put into us. We get all this fucking emotion that, would have never been there if we didn't just turn on that tube. And then we go on our computers, we check our bullshit email, we got all this spam, got all these offers, we see all these advertisements, we're constantly bombarded, and we wonder why we're depressed. We don't even wonder, we just say, I'm depressed. And we live our lives in this depression, never making any change because we're stuck in this paradigm of the same exact thing. And we never question it. We don't want to change. That's the thing, I don't think we want to change. We've almost come to terms with our depression and that we hold on to it. We assume that we take identity in the depression, honestly. Because depression is just like too much of a good thing happened to you. We've all fucked up our dopamine receptors. And it makes everything else seem like it's no fun. Cooking a meal is supposed to be fun. Going on a walk is supposed to be fun. Looking out of the window, seeing the sun is supposed to make you feel alive. Send shivers down your spine. Tingles, right, on a nice autumn day. That shit don't do that anymore. Because it's more stimulating to get a level 99 WoW character. Or to get lost in some TV shows and binge watch it all day. But we won't hesitate to say I'm depressed. Fuck that. Alright, fuck that. If you're depressed, do something about it. Realize, I'm telling you, it is not just a natural state to be in life and think that everything's meaningless. The reason that we're on NoFap now, that I caution you about pornography, is not because I'm some Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm, about don't touch your dick, don't watch pornography, it's bad, it's Satan's work. That's not what it's about. It's about how you're fucking up yourself, your mind. It is not natural to watch high quality HD porn, watch 20, 30 girls being fucked by all these dudes, and then you beat off to it into a tissue and then you go to sleep. And you do that every single day, maybe multiple times a day. It's not natural. What does that do to the psyche? How does that make you feel as a man? Does it build your self-esteem? Or really question yourself? Question the things that you do. Why do we do these? These little drug hits. It's like smoking over a pack of cigarettes a day, and we keep wondering, why am I sad? Guys, life is a beautiful thing. If you're struggling with porn, guys, an easy way to look at porn, that when you watch that shit, is like I'm watching degenerate people having sex. How does that make you feel? Like you're literally watching people in a trailer fucking park fucking, and you're pleasuring yourself to that. People that are doing this for money. It's fucking scum. Right? You don't need that shit. Go out there and experience the sweetness of a woman's skin, the touch of her skin, right? The smell of her hair falling over you. That's what life is about. Life is supposed to be filled with all this enjoyment, but we keep fucking it up. Alright, guys? There's something that we can do about it. Take the responsibility now. If you've been avoiding it and you think that life is happening to you and that you have no control over anything, yes, life is happening, but we can control how we respond. We can control what we do and what we allow our minds and our ears and our eyes to see. Right? We can control what we put in and the food, how it's making us feel. We have control over this all. We can get enough sleep. We can make better choices. We can live a better life. It is there. It is possible. If you need help, I am here for you. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Have a great night.